Waverley Abbey in Farnham, Surrey, was the very first monastery founded in Britain by the Cistercian religious order. A small group of monks from France settled in this quiet spot by the River Wey in 1128. It is said that in the year 1216, a spring that supplied the water to Waverley Abbey dried up, leaving the monks desperately looking for an alternate supply of water. A monk by the name of Brother Simon from the abbey was given the task of trying to find a water supply. He searched the surrounding area and eventually, after a long time looking, came across a living spring. After a long labour-intensive effort of channel digging, he managed to connect the spring with the abbey. In his efforts, he dug into the hillside that created the cave that we are now talking about. The new spring became known as St Mary's Well. In the late 17th century, the cave was made into a grotto by Sir William Temple, with a paved floor, benches, and iron drinking cups fastened by chains. Over the centuries, the well has become surrounded by folklore. That includes witches, the devil, fairies, sacred stones, medieval churches, all the good stuff. When antiquarian John Aubrey visited nearby Frensham in 1673, while researching his book on the area, he was apparently told some rather astonishing tales. One such as an extraordinary great kettle or cauldron to be seen in a medieval church called St Mary's Church in Frensham that dates from 1239. Legend says the cauldron magically appeared inside the church. A witch called Mother Ludlam was first mentioned in the 1700s and closely associated with the cave where she was said to live and help the fairies. It's alleged that those who were in great need of something would head to the cave, where they would stand on a large stone and knock, then state what it was they needed. They would hear a voice telling them when to return to the cave for the item and when they must return the item. If they didn't return the item at the right time, they would suffer the consequences. One story tells of a man asking to borrow the cauldron. The witch, Mother Ludlam, agreed, but the man failed to return the cauldron at the promised time. He was then cursed by the witch and the fairies, who put a spell on the cauldron, where it would follow him wherever he went. Tormented by the presence of this three-legged pursuer, he sought sanctuary in the village church. There he collapsed, dead, leaving the cauldron trapped inside. An elderly lady who lived until 1937 gave another version. Mother Ludlam was a witch and a herbalist. People came to her for potions, which she prepared in a large cauldron. One day, the devil came and asked if he might borrow the cauldron. But Mother Ludlam saw his footmarks in the sand and refused. At this, he seized the cauldron and made off, with Mother Ludlam chasing him on her broomstick. The devil made 7 great leaps, and wherever his boots touched the ground, a hill arose, forming the devil's jumps. He left the cauldron on the last hill, Kettlebury Hill, and disappeared, forming the devil's punch bowl at Hindhead as he did so. Mother Ludlam then took her cauldron and put it in Frensham Church for safety. The cauldron is still at the church, and in the church guidebook its real use is said to have been to contain ale drunk at festivities in the Middle Ages. Whatever its true origin and use, it has spawned a fascinating collection of folklore.